Good afternoon and welcome everyone to Highmark Stadium, a picture-perfect setting here as we get set for the 2014 PAC Soccer Championships. I'm Dave Floyd, and alongside me today on the PAC Sports Network is John DeBruzzo, our cameraman today, Dave Keeling, producer Randy Gore. We want to thank you for joining us here as we get set for both the men's and women's soccer championships here in the President's Athletic Conference. Both games, John, will look pretty similar today as these two teams will feature the same schools. Of course, the women's game coming up at 3 p.m. will be Grove City and Thomas More, and it will be Grove City and Thomas More here in the first game, set to kick off at high noon, the men's matchup. The top-seeded Saints coming into this one at 16-2-1 overall. Grove City, the number 2 seed, at 12-6-1 overall. And, John, when you look at these two teams, Grove City, a team who finally able to reach the championship match after the semifinals in 6 straight years. And if they're going to want to come in here and win this one, they're going to have to beat somebody who's been here plenty of times before and knows how to win it 5 times in a row. These Thomas More Saints have been able to pull out the PAC title.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you think these two teams just met a week ago, so it's still fresh on their mind. Grove City suffered that loss, so they're going to look not only to rebound, but rebound in a big way. What better way to do it than in the championship game? Like you said, 6 years fighting to get to that final game. Now they're here. Beautiful day in Pittsburgh. It's a great day for both institutions to have both the men's and the women's programs, battling it out here for that championship trophy.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I was going to say. I mean, this may not be on a college campus, and you may not have that setting, but at the same time, boy, what a spot to play this one. A stadium designed just for soccer and for events like these. So it should be a good afternoon, both with the men's game now and then the women's game next. But I'm just taking a quick look at how these two teams got here in terms of this Grove City team. As we said, the number 2 seed, they took on number 3 Waynesburg in the semifinals on Tuesday afternoon. And Grove City really controlled the first half and was able to come out with a 1-0 advantage at halftime, but bouncing back. Waynesburg really controlled that second half, got the tying goal, and it took till double overtime. And sophomore midfielder Steven Betteridge able to break the tie for the Wolverines, and they advanced. The Saints also had to go to double overtime on Tuesday afternoon at Bank of Kentucky Field in Crestview Hills, Kentucky. They had the 1-0 lead at halftime as well, but then Geneva, the number 4 seed in the tournament, was able to find the back of the net in the 67th minute to tie it up, and it wasn't until the defender, Tim Nauer, was able to slip a ball past the Geneva goalkeeper, and Thomas More was able to come out on top there. But we're going to step aside quickly and be back with your starting lineups in a moment here on the PAC Sports Network.
Disability affects the lives of over 29,000 people in Fayette, Washington, and Greene counties. Tri-County Patriots for Independent Living are people with and without disabilities working to meet those needs in the community. The success of Triple comes from the commitment of a dedicated board of directors, its members, and volunteers. To continue to improve services, Triple is renovating the historical YWCA building located at 42 West Main Street in Washington. This will allow for an assistive internet cafe, increased veteran services, and transportation and wellness to provide skills to help with independent living. Your help and feedback are appreciated, and if you seek assistance, we're here to help.
When you're seriously in debt, you know that feeling. It returns every time the phone rings. Things are out of control. A job you were counting on didn't come through, or you got sick. No matter how it got to this point, your creditors don't care or understand, but I do. It's not too late. I can help. If you're embarrassed, overwhelmed, or frustrated, don't be. I'm not here to judge. I'm here to help, and you do need help. Please call me. There is a way out, and I'll get you there.
Welcome back to the pregame show here on the PAC Sports Network as we get set for the 2014 Men's Soccer Championship match here between Thomas More and Grove City. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for these two teams as they walk out onto the field. First for the top-seeded Thomas More Saints, in goal, a senior, Matt Keys. Couple defenders, Tim Nauer, Jack Little, and Pat Jacobson, 2 seniors in Little and Jacobson, and Tim Nauer, a sophomore for this squad. Then you have the junior forward, Austin Juniette.
Saints.
Senior defender Alex Dean. Two midfielders, a sophomore R.J. Best and a senior Chris Lehan. You also have forward, a senior Jake Plummer, defender, sophomore, number 15 Alex Pinero, and then number 23 Brian Runyon, sophomore forward for this Thomas More team. Head coach for the Thomas More Saints, Jeff Cummings, in his 9th season with the Saints.
A freshman from Moreland Hills, Ohio.
Grove City now,
wearing number
under head coach Mike Dreves in his 9th season. We got number 2 senior defender George DeAugustino.
A senior defender.
Forward junior, number 3 Tim Shackleton.
Number 2.
Also forward, a senior, number 4 Jordan Carmichael. In the midfield, sophomore, number 9 Frank Huber.
Pennsylvania.
Sophomore
3,
defender Nick Lehman.
Shackleton.
Midfield defender junior, number 12 Justin Phillips.
A senior
sophomore
forward
midfielder,
from West
number 13
Milford, New
Dale
Jersey.
Reese.
Number 4.
Junior
Jordan
forward
Carmichael.
Seth Lowe, he's number 18. And junior defender number 21.
Defender from Philadelphia.
You're gonna have to help me. I didn't look at this pronunciation here for Jake.
Huber.
No, I believe it is Botsenhart.
Botsenhart, excuse me there. And freshman midfielder number 31 Blake Bear.
So there's the starting lineups for these two squads. Again, Thomas More, the top seed in the 2014 PAC tournament. They're 16-2-1 overall. They were 7-0-1 during the regular season in conference play. Grove City 12-6-1, 6-2 in conference play. One of their losses to Thomas More the final day of the regular season. These two teams got together, and it was on the road for the Wolverines, and it was a 4-1 victory for the Saints as Thomas More jumped out to a 3-0 lead in the first half. Grove City scored late in the first, but then the only goal scored in the second half of play was by Runyon, the leading scorer for the Saints, and they came out with a 4-1 victory there, clinched the regular season title and the number 1 seed in the PAC tournament. So these two teams had home field advantage on Tuesday, and they both advanced here today to take on one another in the 2014 PAC championship match. So we're going to step aside one more time. Back with kickoff in a moment on the PAC Sports Network.
A senior from Covington, Kentucky, wearing number 1.
We're here at Sport Clips, the new just for guys haircutting place, to see what the buzz is about. How was it?
Nice cut, nice price, professional stylist. Doesn't get any better than this.
There's sports on TV at every chair.
I got an awesome haircut, steam towel treatment, neck and shoulder massage. I went all the way!
What are you waiting for? Sport Clips is now in your neighborhood. At Sport Clips, guys win.
With 2 locations in Washington County, at the McMurray Shops in Peters Township and at Trinity Point in Washington.
When you are in need of fast, affordable, and professional voiceovers, contact TimeAd Productions. TimeAd Productions offers voice services for business presentations, documentary narrations, radio, television, imaging, and commercials, movie trailers, corporate phone systems, websites, audiobooks, and more. Visit or contact us online at www.timeadproductions.com.
I'm Erica Gunther, and I'm a nursing student here at Thomas More College. Everybody knows each other. You can't go 10 feet down the hallway without saying hi to probably 3 people that you know from either a classroom or a sport or from meeting from one of the clubs or organizations here on campus, because we have so many of them. They want to show you what college is going to be like. You're a student and you're going to behave like a professional in your environment because that's what they're training you to be. Thomas More College is preparing me for success as a nurse.
Faith and freedom are far-reaching matters for us. The freedom to pursue a calling in life and the faith that it will make a big difference. The freedom to use the value of an education to pay it forward and a Christian faith to make it count. At Grove City College, faith and freedom create opportunities. And that's why faith and freedom matter.
It's okay. It's my fault. It's all right. Like I said, the speaker's loud.
And then I have a song that we can play after this. As long as there's no cussing, that's all there is.
Yeah, when this is over, when there's no music, crank it. When there's music, back it up a little bit.
The national anthem here from Highmark Stadium as we get set for the start of the 2014 Men's PAC Championship match. The starting lineups just announced here at the stadium, and the players shaking hands here and shaking the referees' hands as well as we get set to start. Our center referee tonight, or this afternoon I should say, is Mark Sikora. Our side judges Carmen DeLeo and Corey Yaris.
Couldn't ask for a better day. Beautiful, sunny. Wish it could be a little bit warmer.
We'd take that, wouldn't we? But absolutely, got the skyline across the Monongahela here in the city of Pittsburgh. A great setting here for a conference who, based in this western Pennsylvania area for the most part. Thomas More, a little bit of a further trek for them to come out here as they made the trip out last night. Coach Cummings said, talking with him a little bit earlier this week, he said it wasn't ideal as they had to make sure they got all the classes in for the day, got a training session in, and then got on the bus and came this direction. But they're here, and I'm sure that they're not thinking about that at all now as they get set to go here in this one.
No, when you think about in the past so many years, the top seed getting the home field advantage in the championship game, but when you have a chance to play at a facility like this, at this stage in Pittsburgh, no, it's not an ideal travel route for Thomas More, but it's such a great event for the conference today. What a step up in the right direction for the conference to be able to play at a facility like this.
There's no doubt about it. One item of note we want to mention here before we get rolling, today's starting lineups that we brought to you before our last break were brought to you by Triple. That's Tri-County Patriots for Independent Living. I want to thank Triple and all of our sponsors here on the PAC Sports Network for their dedication. And we are now underway here in the 2014 Men's Championship game. Thomas More had the kick, and Grove City had it there for a moment. They're moving from right to left. And Thomas More, of course, in those gray jerseys, moving from left to right.
Grove City right off, getting the attack, taking the ball right down the field.
And so Thomas More controlling now, far side of the field. The Saints again coming in as a top seed in this tournament, winners of 5 straight PAC tournament titles. And here's a ball played in by Jacobson, but dealt with nicely by the Grove City defense. And they clear it long all the way down. Goalkeeper Matt Keys, the senior for Thomas More. And on the other side of things, something we certainly want to mention early on here, it's Malcolm Blake, the freshman, getting his second career start in a PAC title match. Ben Weaver, the starter all year long for the Wolverines, actually injured in the opening game, or the first time these two teams played about a week ago. And so here's a cross attempt there. That's Pat Jacobson again, coming up from his outside back position and dealt with nicely there. First touch for Malcolm Blake.
Yeah, what a great opportunity for this young man to get a chance. I know it's not ideal situation for Grove City, but he gets his chance to prove himself. It's not like they picked this guy out of the stands and asked him to go stand in net. He's been with the team all year. It's just now his time to step up.
Yes, as we said, second start. He's made 6 appearances so far to this point in 2014, so he's certainly seen some time in net and certainly performed nicely in the game earlier this week, the semifinal match against Waynesburg. Far side for Thomas More now. Little plays it down on the far sideline, and that ball did cross the touchline on the far side, so it'll be a throw in here for Grove City.
Seemed from listening to that last that semifinal game for Grove City. The defense was really important for those guys. And I think it's going to be the biggest thing today for those guys to keep the ball on the outside and away from obviously close to the net, but keep it away and keep it out of that zone as much as they can today.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. A strong Thomas More team, just 2 losses on the year. As a collision there in the middle was Phillips and one of the Thomas More players. I didn't catch, might have been Plummer there in the middle going down to the turf, but referee says play on. The ball all the way down into the box here, dealt with by R.J. Best, and he's going to get it up that far sideline. Little back to Best, and now it's going to be ricocheted out for a throw-in for the Saints on that far side. Opening stages here of the 2014 PAC Men's Soccer Championship. Thomas More and Grove City. Giving chase there is Austin Juniet. He's inside the 18-yard box there, and a nice job by Blake. No hesitation coming up. Able to pick that one up and start it the other way for the Wolverines.
Yeah, what an aggressive play right there, going right after the ball. You know, you're talking about being a freshman, but like we said before, he's been with the team all year, played. It's not like this is his first game, but that's the way you got to do it today. Just go right after the ball.
City now on the attack. Ball played across far side of the field. Deflected by Best, and now he tries to keep it in on the far side, but it's going to roll out over the touchline, and Grove City will have a throw-in on that far side. Outside back, I think Lehman, 2-year starter back there for the Wolverines, will take the throw. Grove City now. Jordan Carmichael going to run into that far corner, tries to get across and off the defender, and it's going to go out for the first corner of the afternoon here. Good job by Carmichael to get down to that end line, trying to play one across, and nothing Best could do but knock it out of bounds for a corner.
Yeah, we're going to have to see what Grove City is able to do right here. This is the kind of play where you want to really set it up and hopefully lob it in. You get a goal early in this game, it's going to be huge.
3 or 4 guys starting from the penalty spot. Ball played in, headed, deflected in front of the net, and it's going to be knocked out by a Thomas More hand. And that has to be a red card, I believe, if you stop it with your hand in that manner.
Obviously not what you're supposed to do in this game, but when you're in a situation like that, you want to stop the goal. It's understandable. You react. So we're going to have to see what the refs decide here.
And for Grove City, Phillips was in there. Bear was in there. The ball was deflected around. I didn't see who got the last touch on it before it was directed toward the goal and off the hand. And on that far post, it looked to me to be Jake Plummer, who threw his hand up in the air.
I'll tell you what, I was talking about, you know, when they were setting up for that corner, you got to get in the box. And Grove City really aggressive there and was able to knock it, you know, over into the side. Just happened to be a hand of a defender.
And the referee going to come speak with Dreves. Head coach Mike Dreves of the Grove City Wolverines, and you can hear some fans in the stands calling for that red card. And that is what it's going to be. Jake Plummer. What a turn of events here early on in the game. You already go down a player, and now an opportunity for Grove City with a penalty kick. It's Seth Lowe, the 2-time first-team All-PAC player. His head coach says he should be a candidate for Player of the Year, and not how Thomas More wanted to start this one out. It's going to be a tough road back if Lowe's able to convert this down a man.
You got to get this goal in. They got to take advantage of this opportunity. You're not going to get many opportunities like this in the game, so knock it in here, hopefully, and take that 1-0 lead.
Here's Lowe. The shot, and it's off the post, and it doesn't go.
What a great play by the goalkeeper, diving to his side there. Extra defense just in case, but that goalpost was the big savior.
And so Thomas More dodges a bullet there, but they are still down a man for the duration. Less than 5 minutes into this contest, they lose Jake Plummer. and they lose that 11th person out there on the field. But right now they got to be thrilled. It's still 0-0.
Yeah, big key there for Thomas More, but Grove City, they can't let up. They got to get past this, keep moving forward, stay on the attack.
And here's Thomas More now into the 18-yard box, and good defending there by Botsenhart. And the play was deflected back to the keeper, and Grove City moves it up the other direction. Low with it for the Wolverines, and he's got to be able to shake that one off as he's the leader on offense for this Grove City squad. As his ball just a little bit too far to the left of that frame on the penalty kick. Unable to put it home, and a foul here on Grove City. Free kick from midfield.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Dave, coming in before the game, it seemed like everyone was loose, calm, pretty physical game so far.
Yeah, it certainly has been to this point. A couple collisions, a couple players knocked down in the middle of the pitch. There's another one on the far side, and a free kick coming here for Thomas More in a dangerous position in terms of being able to serve that ball in, much like you would on a corner kick. And they're actually going to bring it all the way. 18-yard box extended on that far side.
We're talking about Grove City wanting to get that early lead. This would be a great opportunity for Thomas More to punch it in.
Ball played in. Jack Little tried to deflect it. Now Best tried to take a shot. Great tackle there by DeAugustino. Now he's taking it the other way on the counterattack. 3-on-2 until Thomas More can get some players back, and now they do. Now low on the far side. Goes at a player, plays it across, and there for Grove City was Dale Reese, but unable to quite get to it as the ball played just a little too far out in front of him.
Yeah, the ball was moving just slightly faster than he was, but he was right there. Great position.
Throwing now by Thomas More. Nice job winning the head ball there by Huber. Ball played into the box, low giving chase. And a nice job by Alex Dean, able to clear that ball out. Alex Dean, a very fine defender for this Thomas More team. And those defenders will have to be even stronger here now, down a man throughout the rest of this contest. Grove City trying to control in the middle of the pitch, and there's going to be a foul called there. Alex Pinero, the defender, didn't like it. Not sure if it was on him or one of his teammates, but Grove City with the free kick.
Mentioned the physical part of this game, but Grove City just playing like, you know, they want to score, they want this championship. I'm a little surprised Thomas More isn't more on the offensive attack.
Taking the kick here for Grove City. Looks to be Huber. And he's going to take a low, hard shot, and goalkeeper Keys is going to have to dive and make a play on it, and he's able to keep it inbounds. Nice job by him. And now Thomas More has possession on the far side. And if you're just joining us early on, first 5 minutes, we had Jake Plummer on a corner kick for Grove City use his hand to stop a ball from going into the goal. So he received a red card. Penalty kick for Grove City. Seth Lowe unable to convert. And now we have 11-on-10 for the time being here in this one. Free kick for the Wolverines. Saints holding that line just inside the 18-yard box. Ball played in, and Keys is able to go up and deal with that nicely at 6'1", 205. No problem rising up to take that as a ball's played through here. Could be an opportunity, but a good job there by Malcolm Blake to come out and stop that chance. Ball played through. They were looking for Juniet on the through ball. Nice blast there from Blake. Far side now for Carmichael. He has it taken away from him, and Thomas More tries to clear. Closing in on 10 minutes gone here as Reese tries to make a move to get free. Good help, though, by Jacobson. Up but not out. Huber tries to play one in, deflected. But a nice job by Keys to come out and save that one from going out of bounds, and Thomas More will get a chance to regroup here, get their shape defensively.
Yeah, Grove City definitely making Thomas Moore's defenders work a little extra hard today. Hopefully the Saints are able to set something up here and get on the offensive attack.
Ball played through. What a win there in the air for Grove City's Phillips. Well, his head coach said was going to be a key in the middle all day long. A big tackle there, able to depossess Nauer. Middle of the field now, Nauer gets it back. Touches it inside. Lehan back to Nauer. Now to Juniette. Thomas More trying to settle things down. Get possession. Good tackle there by Phillips. Throwing here for Pat Jacobson. And it's Phillips again clearing it out and away. And Jacobson try to let it roll out of bounds, and it finally does. Jacobson inching up on that throw. You can see a couple fans maybe in the foreground there asking the referee to back him up. Nothing doing, and Thomas More has possession.
Yeah, decent-sized crowd here so far today. A little bit chilly for the fans. Players get to play in the sun, stay nice and warm.
Far side, inside the 18-yard box for a moment there for Thomas More. Now they try to play one in, and Bear is taken down from behind, and that's going to be a foul on Juniette. And yeah, that was one thing talking with head coach Jeff Cummings of Thomas More. He wondered, what type of fan turnout he was going to get. He knew probably not a lot of students would make that trip from Crestview Hills, Kentucky. He knew that he would have plenty of parents here in support, but just tough for the students to make that trip out. And he wondered, how many Grove City students would make the trip. And according to their head coach, Mike Dreves, he said there's going to be 2 buses coming down, so you'll have a few students out here for the Wolverines, and of course a lot of parent supporters as well. So certainly a good venue for the 2014 championship match.
This makes makes for a great recruiting tool for these programs and for most of the conference schools that high school players can come and see 2 great matches today.
Oh, absolutely. Same programs playing in each. As Huber comes up, Gimpy after that one. Huber, a 6'1" sophomore from Philadelphia. Is playing the long ball there is Botsenhart. And that's dealt with by the Thomas More defense, but Grove City still with a throw in good position. Low plays it back to Shackleton. He tries to play one in, but missed it right to the goalkeeper. And an easy pickup there for Keys.
Keys seems like he's been a big part of this team all year for Thomas More.
Yeah, talking with Coach Cummings, he said just a big October for Matt Keys as Thomas More didn't concede a goal in conference play until that very last game of the conference schedule against Grove City, where they gave up a goal late in that first half. And he said at that point we were up 3-0. He said, I think it was really more on our backs than it even was on our goalkeeper. So just a fantastic October specifically for Matt Keys and net, and for this Thomas More defense as well. Ball played in, dangerous spot. Blake is able to deflect it away for a moment, but Juniak controls. He tries to play one in, knocked around there. That's Nauer trying to find it. Can't quite do it, played long. Dean unable to keep it in, but it'll be a throw-in for Thomas More. Dangerous ball played in there from the far side for the Saints.
Yeah, they really packed some guys in there. Grove City did a nice job getting the ball out and down the field quickly.
3 guys to the ground there. And Huber helping up Juniette. We have a foul now, excuse me, on the far side. Grove City free kick again. We close in on a half hour to play in this opening half. Still scoreless between the Saints and the Wolverines, the number 1 and number 2 seeds in the tournament, both advanced Tuesday afternoon in the semifinals. Here's Huber. Looks for a long shot with that left foot right at the goalkeeper Keys, and he goes to his knees to make the play. And a quick restart, throwing it out to our near side here, Pat Jacobson.
You mentioned Keys not letting up a goal. I believe it was 9 shutouts this season. He's certainly on his toes today. He's seen a lot of action.
Yeah, no doubt. Anytime you got to face a penalty kick in the first 5 minutes, that'll wake you up.
What a way to start a game like that. Such an incredible play. The dramatics already setting the tone here. Hopefully, one of these teams can jump on the board.
And it's Alex Dean going to take free kick here, and he's going to play it on the ground as he finds Lehan. Back to Dean. Now Dean will play one in. 2 guys in there. Header attempt there from Juniette, but it's going to go up over the top. And a goal kick for Malcolm Blake in Grove City.
Malcolm Blake, on the other hand, not seeing too much, but I'm sure he's going to see a lot as the afternoon goes on here.
Yeah, hasn't had to deal too much. He's touched the ball on a couple of occasions so far to this point. Again, making just his 2nd career start after an injury. Their regular goalkeeper, Ben Weaver, in the regular season matchup with the Saints, as this ball is deflected off of Phillips and almost back into the danger area, but Grove City able to recover. Carmichael can't catch up to it, and a throw in for Thomas Moore.
Thomas Moore seems to be more on the attack now, moving the ball downfield, and when you think of it, it's pretty impressive that they're down a man right now.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. It's not easy to be able to control the ball and possess well for long periods of time when you do have that man disadvantage. But they've done a nice job of it to this point. Foul there, though, on the Saints. Runyon, their leading scorer, leading point getter, I should say, picking up the foul there. Looks like they're going to roll with Runyon and Juniette up top. Here, 2 forwards on the attack for Thomas More still. Phillips fighting for it in the middle. And another foul here called on Thomas More. That's 7 on the Saints. Free kick. About 10 yards inside midfield here. Ball played in. Phillips up for it. Actually deflects off of one of the Thomas More defenders. Panero went up for that one, but his goalkeeper Keys able to pick up the loose ball. No Wolverines around.
Nice play there by the defense, all of them. Thomas More, Grove City really pushing the guys inside there. Looked to set something up, but they got the ball out of there as quick as they could.
Throw in here near side. Juniette goes quick. Gets it to Lehan. Back to Jacobson. Good pressure there. Nice job working back by Lowe. And Huber knocks it out of bounds. It looks like the referee played advantage there for a moment, and he's going to bring it back. So Dean will take the free kick. Foul on Lowe. Five Saints in or around that 18-yard box. Top far corner. Dean plays it in right toward the penalty spot. Goes through, Juniette trying to get a handle on it. He takes a shot, that's blocked. Good job by Huber. Dean plays one back in, skies it. Two players fighting on the far side. Collision in the box, nothing called there. Grove City still trying to deal with it, get it out of danger, and now it squirts out to the far side, and Carmichael able to play it up the field and out of danger.
Great job by Grove City there, and Thomas More, even though when you go down and you don't hear the whistle, you got to keep playing. Kind of missed an opportunity there.
Yeah, now we're going to have a yellow card shown. Jack Little, and he's fired up down there. Not sure if maybe he was the one involved in that collision right in the middle of the 18-yard box and maybe said something afterwards and received that yellow card for dissent, but nonetheless, 2 cards so far on Thomas More. And, of course, the big one in the opening 5 minutes, Jake Plummer going off with the red.
This is the point in the game where you can't let the mental aspect really hold you down. And Thomas More is going to have to, put these whistles aside, put the toughness aside, and play forward here.
Yeah, you're in a championship game, so there's nothing other than winning this contest and what they want to do.
Yeah, this team has been here before. Thomas Moore's got some underclassmen really stepping it up lately, but at this point, those seniors, you need the leadership here to get these guys in order and say, hey, we can't let them take us out of our game. It's what got us here, and it's what's going to hopefully get us a championship.
Absolutely. These are the times where that experience comes into play. Grove City swings it around the back. Good ball played there by Botsenhart. 2-year starter for this Grove City team. Wolverines still control. Huber on this near side. Going to play one in with that left foot along the ground. Jacobson knocked around. Phillips is there. Dale Reese was in there, and he's slow to get up. The throw in again for Grove City.
Excellent opportunities here for the Wolverines. See if they can follow through a little bit more here. The guys kind of sat back patiently.
Blake Bear tried a shot from about 35 yards out. That's blocked. Now he's got the ball again and loses it. Good job by Thomas More to take care of it defensively there and work it out, keep possession. Far side, it's Best. Working on Carmichael, able to get by him for a moment. Then he lost his footing, it looked like. But a good job to regain that and keep possession at least for the moment. And now he loses it. Reese, and a foul on Thomas More. R.J. Best just trying to recover and get back to that ball and caught the ankle of Reese.
Gotta give Grove City some credit here. They are really possessing the ball well and not giving Thomas More too many opportunities at all in this game.
Yeah, they've taken advantage of that extra man as we're clock stopped at 23:36 to play in this opening half, so nearly halfway gone. Of course, 45-minute halves here in college soccer. Long ball played in. Phillips goes up for it. Now Reese has it at his feet, tried to play it up over top of himself, and it's knocked away, but Grove City had possession for the moment. And now a foul call on Seth Lowe, and we'll go the other way with Thomas More, a free kick.
It's a perfect opportunity with time stopped here. Collect yourself, set yourself up here, and move the ball out of your zone. Grove City has had the ball in Thomas Moore's area for a good bit of time now.
It's a long ball played out there by Keys. Nice job initially to keep that in by Lehan. And Grove City's going to clear it out. It'll be a throw-in for R.J. Best and the Saints on that far side. Going up for it. Big collision there. And a foul called. Reese is knocked down. And that was Jack Little, who picked up the yellow card earlier on, just a few moments ago.
Reese has been all over the place, in the air, on the ground, many times so far today.
And again, first team All-PAC selection a year ago in 2013, as he had 7 goals in PAC play alone last season. And this year he's got 6 overall. Good slide tackle there by Jacobson to come out and deal with that. And Thomas More with a long throw there, and there's going to be a whistle as head coach Jeff Cummings talking to the center referee.
Now that ball went in the stands. Is that a souvenir?
I don't know. He may have to return that to our ball runners, and we want to take a moment here to say thanks to those folks during these Saturday championship matches. Brian Denny of Grove City, Zach McCracken from Grove City, Gretchen Swars from Westminster, Becca Pell from Chatham, Liz Amaditz from Chatham as well. So a couple folks that keep things in order for us down here as we have whistles again and another foul on Thomas More.
It looked like a handball, so
no foul, excuse me.
Ball bounced up and smacked the hand, so Grove City's going to get the opportunity here.
Free kick, Huber will take it again. Plays it in. Good job by Little to come up and clear that away. And a foul back, as I believe when Little was clearing that away, he was knocked down by one of the Grove City players trying to get back into it. And center referee Mark Sikora instructs Keys to take that back over to a little bit more toward the opposite side of the field from our vantage point. And he does just that and then plays it long. Reese.
Nice play.
Yeah, good job getting into that far corner, but too far out in front for any of his players to catch up to, and it'll be a throw in for Thomas More.
It would have been a great opportunity if he had guys coming down on his left side to get that ball moving in, but nevertheless, he was able to clear it with his back to the field.
Now Thomas More trying to play one long, and Runyon. Be a throw in for the Saints, but they have to back it up before restarting play. Now we're not happy about that one.
From the sounds of the crowd here, it sounds like some buses from Grove City made it down.
I think so. I think so. You'll catch a lot of that in our microphones as they're just down in front of us to our right. Student section up on their feet. Yeah, this ball's intercepted by Huber. Can he catch up with it in time? No, he can't do it. Flag is up. Carmen DeLeo caught that one. Side referee.
Thomas More trying to speed things up here and move forward, but looks like they're going to have to wait till the ref's ready.
Lehan trying to swing it for Alex Dean, and he gets to it in time, but Carmichael picks off his pass. And we're going to have a foul here, another one on Seth Lowe trying to get back and get the ball off a Little. And Dean will take the free kick. Fouls right now, 11-7. Thomas More with 4 more than the Wolverines. And we're going to have a handball there on Grove City. 18-25 and counting here in the opening half. Scoreless between the top-seeded Saints and the Wolverines of Grove City.
Again, very physical game from the get-go. With the handball early. These guys are, like we said, there's not much to play for afterward. You want to win today out of all these games you've been playing for months. When you think back to those hot summer days preparing to play for a championship that you're going to play on a cool, brisk, fall afternoon in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that's what you work for. Back when you show up early on campus in August, and these two teams even earlier than that, both of these teams took international trips, one to Costa Rica and one to Ecuador. So these teams have been playing together for a while and certainly have worked toward this point.
It says a lot about, this conference, soccer in general. 10 years ago, this conference didn't have that many teams competing in soccer. Now, look, Highmark Stadium, great day. These teams are playing great seasons. And
yeah, got to perform well in the regular season just to qualify for the tournament now. As Malcolm Blake comes out and falls on that one for Grove City. And he throws it out on the far side.
Ecuador, it's got to be pretty warm down there in the summertime.
Yeah, a little bit in early August.
And here you are in November in Pittsburgh, the wind blowing in from the Monongahela, right?
That's right. A little bit different than what you experienced down there, I'm sure, as Lowe takes a shot and a good save there from Keys. Was right at him, but had to range just slightly to his left and reach up in the air to pull that one down. But the Wolverines took 13 players to Ecuador the first week in August, and around that same time, 2 weeks in Costa Rica for this Thomas More team, both men's and women's. About 50 folks went down with the Saints. So some teams who have been preparing for this season for a while, a couple months in the making, this championship game.
Yeah, when you think about other sports and, the baseball teams, usually from high school all the way up, they go down south to prepare for the season. So it's such a great thing that soccer programs have that opportunity, besides playing in a warmer climate, to go international and play outside this country.
Yeah, absolutely. Always good competition when you're going down into Central South America. Some teams will take trips into Europe as well. A place where this is the primary sport for a lot of folks. As we have some substitutes into the game now for Grove City. Betteridge coming in. Jonathan Rothgib coming in as well. And they're going to look for Betteridge up top. And he's a guy for this Grove City team, the sophomore who scored the game winner against Waynesburg in the semifinals to get him here. So I'm sure that set off a wild celebration at College Field. And now Rothgib gets it to Lowe. Some fresh legs in here for Grove City. Far side, and that pass is going to be intercepted by Alex Dean. Again, the fine defender from Thomas More. And look out here. Juniette gets around the defense, and a nice job by Blake coming out just at the right time. That touch by Juniette just a little too far out in front, and he makes the play as somehow Juniette able to get behind Nick Lehman on that far side.
Yeah, just when you thought Grove City was going to use his fresh legs as the advantage. Nice passes there, but Thomas More just steals it and goes quickly on the attack, moving the ball forward.
Yeah, great counterattack. A good ball played there by Alex Dean to spring Juniette. Here's Best. Good foot skills to get around a couple defenders. Give and go there. Teammate Spanier into the game for Thomas More, substitute as well. Jonah Ritter out there for the Saints. So both teams going into their benches. As we're inside 14 minutes to play in this opening half. Ball played in, and Blake's able to deal with that easily. Nauer and Juniette in the vicinity, but no chance to get a piece of this. And to add to the Western Pennsylvania setting, we'll get a train going by
I was just
in the
say,
background here as well.
Well, Dave, you're a Waynesburg guy, and there's a train right next to the field. Remind you of anywhere?
A little bit of Wiley Stadium down in Waynesburg, Pennsylvania, of course, where the Yellow Jackets play, both football, men's and women's soccer, and women's lacrosse as well. And Jackets just one game away from making it to this title game, falling in double overtime to the Wolverines, as we mentioned a couple of occasions to this point, but the first time since the conference went to this format that they were able to qualify for the conference tournament. As taking this one away is Jacobson. He tries to play one through to Juniette, but good job dealing with that by the Grove City defense. That was Botsenhart. Now he's given chase again, but Juniette's able to get free, walking in along that end line. A nice job by Bear to come back and knock it out of bounds, but it's still going to be a corner kick here for the Saints.
Big opportunity for the Saints right now. They haven't been down at this end of the field too much today, which I shouldn't be complaining about because of the obstruction. But so Thomas More definitely going to look to set something up here.
And it looks like Best who's going to come over, take the corner kick. Juniette takes a seat. Best going to play this in with the left foot. Comes the ball, swinging in. Phillips goes up, able to head it away, and then Rothgib gets it further out. Best, though, now controls for Thomas More. He's going to play another ball in. And finally, Huber able to get it out of danger, far side. Substitute David Wormlinger giving chase to Lowe. Trying to get around the defender there. Off the defender, deflects, and out of bounds for a corner kick for Grove City. So we have one for the Saints to our right just a moment ago, and now one for the Wolverines to our left. Taking the corner kick is going to be Jonathan Rothgeb.
Yeah, those fresh legs for Grove City, trying to make something happen there, and they were moving guys on the outside, just could not cross the ball over onto that side.
Players starting at that penalty spot again for Grove City. Here comes the ball played in. Good job by the Saints to go up and get it away, not out though. Shot there by Huber, dealt with easily by Keys. So first corner kick for Grove City since those opening moments when the hand of Jake Plummer went up to save a ball from going into the goal, and he was awarded the red card. I guess you shouldn't say awarded in that case, but was given the red card, and Thomas More been playing with 10 men ever since.
Great play by Bear, stealing the ball and keeping it in Grove City's possession.
Lowe tries to get a shot off, but great job. 3 Thomas More defenders converging on him. Far side, Betteridge trying to deal with Best, and he gets called for the foul. So that attack thwarted quickly for Grove City. As we tick inside 10 minutes to play in this first half.
And again, you got to keep mentioning it. Thomas More playing without, they're down the man right now. They're still doing a fine job defensively. Grove City has been on the attack most of the day, and fine job with possession.
Nauer tries to play one up and through, looking for Lehan. Here's Alex Dean now. Dean trying to play a ball into the box, and that's dealt with by the Grove City defense. And yeah, you may even say for the casual observer, if they showed up late, didn't see those first 5 minutes, Thomas Moore's been able to handle the adversity nicely enough that you may not notice if you're just a casual soccer fan that they are down a man here, as they have been able to mount a couple attacks and put some pressure on Grove City.
Yeah, the Saints doing a great job in that regard. They could have easily, taken themselves out of the game, but they've hung in there and played like, they have enough guys.
Another infraction on the Saints, and Huber will once again take a free kick here for Grove City. That's Matt Spanier knocking it a little bit further back for Thomas More. Ball played in here, and Keys goes up and gets that easily for the Saints. And quickly throws it out, trying to find Dexter Morgan on that far side. Grove City now, though.
Keys with a nice stop there. He's been doing an excellent job, been on his toes all day, has a great awareness of where everyone is around him, where the ball is. So that's some senior leadership, and that experience is paying off so far for them.
All played through. Nice simple play there by Botsenhart to get it over to Lehman and then out. Now Phillips to Rothgeb. Lowe trying to control. Thomas More takes it away. Lehan working on 2 Grove City defenders there, and a foul called on Blake Bear. Quick reset from the Saints. Here's Best, plays one in. Looking in the middle there for Morgan, but too high. It's going to roll out of bounds, but a throw in here for Grove City. So fortunate for the Saints, it didn't roll over the end line, the touch line instead. As they'll try to lock this one in. Good long throw, though, by Huber. Jacobson gets ahead on it. And smart play by Huber, allowing that to go out of bounds for a goal kick.
Yeah, very smart play. Just ducked right out of the ball, or ducked down away from the ball and let it roll out.
Eli Nienaber into the game now for Thomas More. Jacobson taking a seat for the time being. Long ball by Huber, finds low, stumbles over the ball, regains composure though. Excuse me, that's not low, it's Wormlinger. The 16 and the 18 mixed up there for a moment. Now it's low. Switches field to Rothgeb, to Huber. Huber tries to play one in, but good job tracking back there by Spanier. Forced a deflection and the ball right into the arms of Matt Keys.
What happened to the sun?
It's been missing for a few
gone
moments
away.
here. Thus November will do to you. Far side it's best to Nauer. Now Lehan, and he has it knocked away. Good job tracking back by Rothgeb. So we tick down close to 5:30 to play in our opening half.
A lot of soccer still to be played today. Still got one more half and a whole nother game.
No doubt about it. Make sure you stick around. The women's game will kick at 3 p.m. right here, same spot. We'll have the broadcast for you.
Same schools.
Same schools. They'll look very similar, just the female version as opposed to the male.
Well, longer hair pulled back, I'm guessing. That's about
right.
the only difference.
That's typically what you'll see is Huber gets set to try to play this one in. Tries to chip it in the direction of Phillips. Collision there in the middle, but Dean was just going for the ball. Nothing called. Long shot here by Huber's going to go high and wide, and a goal kick for Thomas Moore.
Yeah, Huber with a nice step up there, trying to punch it through. And Grove City is having so many second chances, and you think by now they might be able to get Keys out of position and knock it through. Just hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, Keys been up to the task to this point. Played high, cross midfield. Good win there by Phillips. Grove City's Tyler Snow into the game as well here, up top. And that's something, if you're head coach Mike Dreves, if you're able to kind of keep these guys fresh, especially when you have one man up, maybe late in regulation, late in overtime, it could really start paying dividends. As this is going to be another foul, this time on Stephen Betteridge.
In a day like today, it's kind of cool. You know, we're up in the press box. It's chilly for us. They're down in the field. The sun has gone away, which could play a little bit of a factor. Yeah, they're moving around, but to get the fresh legs, to get them a rest here and there, it's only going to better the team and hopefully give them a chance to take an advantage.
Dean plays one in. And a good effort there by Spanier to try to make a play on it, but it's going to go out over the end line. And a goal kick here for Malcolm Blake.
So far, that young freshman's had a nice afternoon. Not seen too much action. Got to thank his teammates for that, keeping the ball out of the area down there.
And he's dealt with everything he's had to so far as referee plays advantage here. And on the far side, ball's going to be deflected out of play over the touchline, throw in here for Grove City. Wormlinger to Bear. Now Lehman. Misplayed there initially by Thomas Moore. Rothgeb trying to make something happen. And it's going to be a throw-in for Grove City again. 2:20 on the first half clock.
Grove City trying to take advantage of Thomas Moore, defender getting out of position there, but so far good play by the Saints getting the ball back out of the way.
Lehman steps up to Wormlinger, trying to get around the defender there, and going to have a foul on Wormlinger. Good job there for Thomas Moore. Alex Pinero, the sophomore, on defense, dealing with that nicely. Keys plays it long. Pair battling Spanier there. Excuse me, it was Lehan, I believe, as we're going to have a foul here Huber, hard tackle on Ritter. So Thomas More with a free kick. 15 to 20 yards inside midfield, and Keys is going to come up and take this one as the clock is close to a minute. He's going to take his time here, but I'm sure if Grove City has the opportunity to clear and counter quickly, they will. But Thomas More trying to take advantage of where they have this.
Well, with each second Thomas More uses set up, it gives Grove City a chance to set up as well defensively.
And here's the ball played in. Nauer goes up for it. And Grove City clears for the moment. Dean. Back to Nienaber, now over to Spanier. He plays one in. Nauer in the vicinity. Dean as well. Into the air. Coming out is Blake, and he makes the play.
Nice play by Blake. All kind of guys right in front of him, but he stepped up and grabbed that ball and got it, out of the way.
Rothkip trying to work against two Thomas More defenders, and it's going to be knocked out. Throw in here for Thomas More, and we'll see if they even do throw it in.
4, 3, 2.
They won't do it. That's going to be it for our first half of play here in the 2014 PAC Men's Soccer Championship. A red card in the opening 5 minutes on Thomas Moore's Jake Plummer dropped the Saints down to 10 men, but the ensuing penalty kick was not converted as Seth Lowe unable to put it home, and we remain 0-0 at the half. So we'll take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll break down this first half. You can do a few other notes here. It's the PAC Sports Network and your 2014 Men's Soccer Championships. Back in a moment.
Disability affects the lives of over 29,000 people in Fayette, Washington, and Greene counties. Tri-County Patriots for Independent Living are people with and without disabilities working to meet those needs in the community. The success of Triple comes from the commitment of a dedicated board of directors, its members, and volunteers. To continue to improve services, Triple is renovating the historical YWCA building located at 42 West Maiden Street in Washington. This will allow for an assistive internet cafe, increased veteran services, and transportation and wellness to provide skills to help with independent living. Your help and feedback are appreciated, and if you seek assistance, we're here to help.
When you're seriously in debt, you know that feeling. It returns every time the phone rings. Things are out of control. A job you were counting on didn't come through, or you got sick. No matter how it got to this point, your creditors don't care or understand, but I do. It's not too late. I can help. If you're embarrassed, overwhelmed, or frustrated, don't be. I'm not here to judge. I'm here to help, and you do need help. Please call me. There is a way out, and I'll get you there.
We're here at Sport Clips, the new just for guys haircutting place, to see what the buzz is about. How was it?
Nice cut, nice price, professional stylist. Doesn't get any better than this.
There's sports on TV at every chair.
I got an awesome haircut, steam towel treatment, neck and shoulder massage. I went all the way!
What are you waiting for? Sport Clips is now in your neighborhood. At Sport Clips, guys win.
With 2 locations in Washington County, at the McMurray Shops in Peters Township and at Trinity Point in Washington.
When you are in need of fast, affordable, and professional voiceovers, contact TimeAd Productions. TimeAd Productions offers voice services for business presentations, documentary narrations, radio, television, imaging, and commercials, movie trailers, corporate phone systems, websites, audiobooks, and more. Visit or contact us online at www.timeadproductions.com.
I'm Erica Gunther, and I'm a nursing student here at Thomas More College. Everybody knows each other. You can't go 10 feet down the hallway without saying hi to probably 3 people that you know from either a classroom or a sport or from meeting from one of the clubs or organizations here on campus, because we have so many of them. They want to show you what college is going to be like. You're a student and you're going to behave like a professional in your environment, because that's what they're training you to be. Thomas More College is preparing me for success as a nurse.
Faith and freedom are far-reaching matters for us. The freedom to pursue a calling in life and the faith that it will make a big difference. The freedom to use the value of an education to pay it forward, and a Christian faith to make it count. At Grove City College, faith and freedom create opportunities. And that's why faith and freedom matter.
Now get those in the women's section down.
Welcome back here, halftime on the PAC Sports Network. 0-0 is the score at the half between the Thomas More Saints and the Grove City Wolverines here to 2014 Men's Soccer Championship. And, you know, when you talk about that first half, you really have to talk. The big thing was that those first 5 minutes. I mean, you certainly had a ton of action as a corner kick for Grove City with about, 2 or 3 minutes gone in the contest. It's knocked around, headed toward the goal. The left hand, I believe it was, of Jake Plummer went up and kept it from going in the goal of Thomas More. And in soccer, you're going to get a red card, 99 times out of 100 on that one. And that's what happened. He went away. Now Lowe unable to convert on the ensuing penalty kick. So Grove City not able to take the lead, but took the advantage in terms of men as Thomas More goes down to 10. And, that's the way they've had to play the rest of this half. But as we talked about it, they've done a decent job, and it's been fairly evenly matched throughout some of the first half here.
Yeah, pretty much, and can't forget about Thomas More being down the man. And when you talk about that handball, it wasn't, I'm going to stop the ball. It was blatantly, boom, Plummer smacked it down, which, number one, you can't do that. But number two, it just shows you he would have done anything to stop that ball to go in. He took, and when you think about it, it kind of paid off that the ball didn't go in the net. Yeah, it set up the penalty shot, but Grove City didn't score. We're still scoreless here at this point. Yes, they're playing down a player, but he's kept them in the game. They could have easily gave up a goal right off the bat early in the game. And when you think of this game, you can wait minutes, a whole game for something to happen. Boom, 5 minutes into it, we had all the drama happen right there.
We really did. I mean, that was something else so early on in the game. But yeah, you said it. I mean, from our vantage point, it looked like it was going to go in, and there was no way he was going to get a head or any other part of his body to it. So it's tough, but maybe that's the best case scenario in that case. But just taking a look quickly at the first half stats here, and our thanks to the folks up here in the press box, and a couple folks we want to mention here. Amanda Halula from Washington and Jefferson, one of the fall 2014 fall PAC intern here. Chris Coran from Grove City. Jared Plate, the official scorekeeper, and SID from Bethany, and then Robert Audia, web content social media manager from Grove City as well. So thanks to those folks and all the folks here at Highmark Stadium as well. And we'll get to some names at some point throughout the broadcast here, but has made this great experience to this point here. One half gone out of, it could be 4. I guess you could say it could be 6 or 8 if we go to, some overtimes and some penalty kicks as well. You just never know here in these contests. Still scoreless here in this one, but again, taking a.
I was just going to say, the one women's game, the semifinal, wasn't there 9 rounds of a shootout?
There was, yes.
Grove City?
There was indeed, yep. Absolutely. So
to make for an extra long day here. How do you like nighttime down by the river?
Maybe not as much as high noon at this time of year, but again, just taking a quick look at some of the stats from that first half of play. Grove City, 10 shots. Thomas More with 6. 4 saves for Grove City and 6 for Thomas More. So you can look at the shots on goal as about the same. 4 for Thomas More, 6 for Grove City. 2 corner kicks for the Wolverines, 1 for the Saints. Of course, you had that ejection early on, 4:39 into the contest. Jake Plummer with a red card. And then also for Thomas More. Jack Little picking up a yellow card, 18:58 into the contest as well. Individual shots, 3 of them for Juniette, for Thomas More, and then 1 for Jacobson, Best, and Runyon. 5 for Huber, 4 of them on goal, 3 for Lowe, 2 of them on goal, and Phillips and Bear with 1 as well. So that's a quick look at some of the stats here in this one, Highmark Stadium. Let's take a quick look as well at some of the other happenings in the President's Athletic Conference today. It's 1:01, so a bunch of football games getting underway. Carnegie Mellon and Chicago, Thomas More and Case Western Reserve, Geneva and St. Vincent, Westminster and Grove City, and Teal and W&J. And of course, big implications in that Washington, Jefferson, Teal matchup. If the Presidents are able to win that game, they secure at least a share of the conference title and the automatic berth in the NCAA playoffs there. So you still have the rivalry game against Waynesburg next week, and at that point, the Presidents would want to try to come up with the title outright, of course, but if they have that NCAA playoff bid locked up, that's going to be nice to have going into that final game of the regular season.
Absolutely. Busy week, busy day here for the President's Athletic Conference. There's some swimming going on today, I believe.
Yeah, some swimming and diving. We've got a ton going on in that sport. We've also got, of course, the PAC Championship in women's volleyball, 5 p.m. From Thomas More, 28-4 Saints against the Golden Tornadoes, of Geneva, 24-9 on the year, and also the W&J Invitational today in wrestling. So all 3 PAC teams, Teal, Waynesburg, and W&J, taking part of that. That got underway at 9 o'clock this morning, and when you look at that, you just had the rankings, or the preseason rankings come out. Teal projected to, well, not projected, I should say, but picked as the #1 team in the PAC in the preseason wrestling poll. Waynesburg 2, W&J 3. But the Presidents have seemed to close the gap a little bit on Teal and Waynesburg as well in PAC wrestling. But
well, when you talk about the parts of Western Pennsylvania, there's some hotbeds for wrestling right there. It's funny too. You think of it, we're trying to wrap up the fall sports, already moving into the winter sports with wrestling.
Already getting rolling.
It's going to be hoop season. You're probably really looking forward to that. Next thing you know, baseball, softball. Then you got to start it all over again.
That's right. But yeah, speaking of hoop season, the PAC Sports Network will tip off its 4th season of the PAC Basketball Game of the Week this winter, starting December 3rd, when the Chatham Cougars host the Westminster Titans. Don't miss the exciting action at President's Athletic Conference basketball, including 12 men's and women's doubleheaders all winter long, and the PAC Championship on February 28th. Your home for the PAC Basketball Game of the Week is right here at www.pacstream.net. So again, we want to thank all of you folks joining us here from home or from your mobile devices or wherever it is you are that you're watching the 2014 Men's Soccer Championship. And we're going to take a quick time out as the clock reads just north of 5 minutes left till we get set for the second half, and the teams are starting to make their way out onto the field as well. So we'll step aside and be back with the second half in a moment here on the PAC Sports Network.
Faith and freedom are far-reaching matters for us. The freedom to pursue a calling in life, and the faith that it will make a big difference. The freedom to use the value of an education to pay it forward, and a Christian faith to make it count. At Grove City College, faith and freedom create opportunities. And that's why faith and freedom matter.
I'm Erica Gunther, and I'm a nursing student here at Thomas More College. Everybody knows each other. You can't go 10 feet down the hallway without saying hi to probably 3 people that you know from either a classroom or a sport or from meeting from one of the clubs or organizations here on campus, because we have so many of them. They want to show you what college is going to be like. You're a student and you're going to behave like a professional in your environment, because that's what they're training you to be. Thomas More College is preparing me for success as a nurse.
When you are in need of fast, affordable, and professional voiceovers, contact Time Ad Productions. TimeAt Productions offers voice services for business presentations, documentary narrations, radio, television, imaging, and commercials, movie trailers, corporate phone systems, websites, audiobooks, and more. Visit or contact us online at www.timeadproductions.com.
We're here at Sport Clips, the new just for guys haircutting place, to see what the buzz is about. How was it?
Nice cut, nice price, professional stylist. Doesn't get any better than this.
There's sports on TV at every chair.
I got an awesome haircut, steam towel treatment, neck and shoulder massage. I went all the way!
What are you waiting for? Sport Clips is now in your neighborhood. At Sport Clips, guys win.
With 2 locations in Washington County, at the McMurray Shops in Peters Township and at Trinity Point in Washington.
When you're seriously in debt, you know that feeling. It returns every time the phone rings. Things are out of control. A job you were counting on didn't come through, or you got sick. No matter how it got to this point, your creditors don't care or understand, but I do. It's not too late. I can help. If you're embarrassed, overwhelmed, or frustrated, don't be. I'm not here to judge. I'm here to help, and you do need help. Please call me. There is a way out, and I'll get you there.
Disability affects the lives of over 29,000 people in Fayette, Washington, and Greene counties. Tri-County Patriots for Independent Living are people with and without disabilities working to meet those needs in the community. The success of Triple comes from the commitment of a dedicated board of directors, its members, and volunteers. To continue to improve services, Triple is renovating the historical YWCA building located at 42 West Maiden Street in Washington. This will allow for an assistive internet cafe, increased veteran services, and transportation and wellness to provide skills to help with independent living. Your help and feedback are appreciated, and if you seek assistance, we're here to help.
Back at halftime here on the PAC Sports Network, men's soccer PAC championship match. Grove City and Thomas More tied at 0 at the break. Just inside a minute and a half until we get this thing kicked off in the second half. The team's finishing up, getting warmed up once again and getting into their huddles to start to get things rolling here. And John, as we kind of look ahead to this second half, I mean, what do you think the keys are for these teams as they get set to try to win a PAC championship here in half number 2?
I'll tell you what, for Grove City, pretty much keep doing what you're doing. They've possessed the ball very well in the beginning. They need the ball, move the ball more towards the inside and keep following through with the second opportunities. Thomas More, they really need to pick it up here and move forward and try to take advantage of, you know, a freshman young goalkeeper who's in net. He hasn't seen too many shots so far. Get more shots on him. Maybe stir him up a little.
Yeah, absolutely. Hasn't been tested too much yet. I'm sure they were hoping with 11 guys, they'd be able to do that a little bit more frequently, but hasn't quite been the case yet. But Blake has done well with what he's seen. But again, just want to remind you what's on the line here. Thomas More, 5 straight PAC and trips to the NCAA tournament. So they're looking for PAC crown number 6. Grove City, they've won 2 in their history. Back in 05, they defeated W&J in penalty kicks. They also shared a title back in 96 with Bethany, so they're looking for their second outright crown in the PAC. And of course, obviously, anytime you're playing for a championship, there's going to be a lot on the line. But we said we had some folks to thank from here at Highmark Stadium, and they played a major part in bringing all this together. Sarah Guffey, the event manager here at the stadium, Amanda Fronick, catering and concessions, Kim Bogesdorfer, Vice President of Business Partnerships, Chris Girardi, Facilities Manager, and Chris DeVivo, Vice President of Marketing. Thanks to all of those folks here at Highmark Stadium for helping to make this event possible. We are just about set to get going. Of course, teams switch sides. Grove City now moving from left to right. And Thomas More from right to left. And their gray jerseys and white shorts, the all red for Grove City.
Considering what happened in the first 5 minutes of the game, this next 5 minutes could be very interesting.
It always is. The last few moments of a half, the first few moments of a half. And that's what we've got here. Referee Mark Sikora blows the whistle, and we are underway. Huber tries to play that long ball down toward the goal, and Keys not going to have any of that, able to make the play, and Thomas More will try to get things rolling in the other direction. Off the side of the foot there from Keys, and ball won by Grove City's Shackleton. Underway here in the second half from Highmark Stadium. Could be an opportunity here for Dale Reese. He tries to play one in. Best handles that for Thomas More. Now Lehan trying to turn Bear around, and Lehan was about to be upset as for a moment the referee motioned that was going to go against him, but instead it's going to be against Grove City and a free kick for the Saints.
So here with Thomas More, the opportunity, move downfield, hopefully set something up for the Saints.
Free kick played into the box, up into the air. Maybe an opportunity here. Lehan the shot along the ground, saved. Rebound though, and it's dealt with by Huber. Corner kick coming here though for Thomas More as they come out with a bit of energy here, trying to jump on the Wolverines early.
Yeah, nice shot on goal there. Nice stop by Blake.
Corner kick coming here. It's going to come off the left boot of RJ Best. He's got Lehan short. Now we'll send him away. Plays it in swinging ball into the middle, and it's going to go through everybody. All the way out on this near side to Juniette. Step over. Gonna take the shot with that right foot, and it's going to go wide left. Goal kick for Grove City. So they're able to escape there. No harm done on the pressure from Thomas More.
Yeah, nice chance there. I was keeping an eye on Juniette. He held back on that corner kick, and he was looking for the ball for that second opportunity. Nice try by Thomas More. They just couldn't convert.
Goal kick here. Won by the Saints. Little flicks it forward. Juniette tried to go after it. Grove City cleared it away. And now we pinball back and forth in the middle third. Bear tries to find Reese. Instead, Dean comes up. And now Lehman to Huber. He plays one forward, trying to find Lowe, but it's over his head. And Thomas More controls again. Opening moments, second half here. Scoreless between the top-seeded Saints and the two-seeded Wolverines. Another collision as that ball was played in. Reese going to be called for the foul as he went up with Pinero. Of course, the Grove City faithful don't appreciate that call.
One thing's for sure, the physicalness of this game has not slowed up at all. They didn't take a break from that at the half. They're just as physical now as they were that first half, and it's nice to see. You know, Thomas More seemed to get a little rattled there early on, after the red card, and there's some couple calls they didn't like early in the game, but they've kept their composure at this point. Hopefully they'll be able to still do that. Same goes with Grove City. Can't let the mental aspect hamper, your abilities to try to move the ball forward and score at this point.
Grove City trying to do that right now on the attack, but foul called here on the Wolverines, and referee stops the clock as Thomas More Saint slow to get up. And that's Lehan.
We'll have to see as this game continues to go on here. I know there's still a lot of time, but when you talk the mental aspect of the game, there's no score, you don't want to panic. You panic, you take yourself out of position, you make that little error, gives the other team the advantage, obviously.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Have to keep thoughts in check as we start to get into those pressure-packed moments here in the second half. Long ball played in there by Keys, and it's Phillips going up to handle that on the defensive end for Grove City. Now Wolverines on the attack. Reese, center of the pitch, tries to find Carmichael, but that's taken away by R.J. Best. And now Thomas More tries to make a run on that far side. Bump there by Juniette, and they are going to call a foul. Nothing initially, and then they call one, and of course the Thomas More bench unhappy about that. Jeff Cummings in his 9th season as head coach of both the men's and women's programs at Thomas More. Of course, last year he guided the Saints to their 5th straight PAC crown and berth in the NCAA tournament. Looking for number 6 here today.
Yeah, when you think about Coach Cummings, whatever he told his team at halftime to do, they need to listen. The guy obviously knows what he's doing. Having both teams, proven programs, have champions, and look, they're both teams in it today, looking to add another title for each.
And right now, the men's program scoreless with Grove City second half of the title match. Now more than 5 minutes gone here. Long shot by Huber, bounces along the ground, and Keys is able to take it on the first bounce. Quick punt forward, looking for Juniette, flicks one. But Huber's able to control to DiAgostino. And George DiAgostino, someone head coach Michael Dreves talked about as being a key cog for them on defense at center back position. One of the vocal leaders for this team, and really keeping things organized from the back. As now Grove City moves forward. Good foot skills there initially from Wormlinger, but Dean came up and handled that. He'll drop it off to Best. His long ball dealt with by Botsenhart. And Botsenhart now moves it far side. Huber plays one in. Could be an opportunity here for Wormlinger. Working on Best once again. And Best wins that battle.
Again, I mentioned it earlier in the first half. No whistle. You got to keep playing. And Thomas More, they kind of just stood there and let Grove City take the ball right back off of them.
Yeah, lucky for them. Didn't have an effect as Juniette the other direction. Top of the 18-yard box, tries to get a shot off, and that's deflected. And it's going to roll harmlessly to the feet of Malcolm Blake, and he picks it up and punts it away. Kick sails to this near side, and Best is going to keep that on the Grove City side of things, but the Wolverines with numbers. Grove City again, 6 trips to the semifinals in a row before they finally made it to the finals here today, and a foul called right in the center of the Thomas More side of the field. And it's going to be a free kick for the Wolverines. Huber's going to take the kick. 5 yards inside of the center circle. 6 Wolverines in or near that 18-yard box. Flicked in by Wormlinger. Phillips went up. Couldn't win the head ball. It comes all the way back out to Huber. He tries to get around the defender, and a foul is going to be called. It was Runyon, who's been pretty quiet on the afternoon. And this one dealt with by Keys. Closing in on 36 minutes to play in the second half. Battle there at midfield. Another foul called on Thomas More, and Juniette just puts his hands up to his head. The junior at a Newport Central Catholic High School in Kentucky.
Think about this game coming in. I at least thought we'd see a lot more scoring going on.
Yeah, I mean, it's two teams who can't put the ball in the back of the net offensively, but when you get in a game like this, and this is something that Coach Cummings for Thomas More mentioned, he said, I expect a 1-0, a 2-1. I don't know if I see anybody coming out with the big goal totals in this one, and he was right on there. We haven't seen it yet. Nobody wants to make that big mistake, I guess, that puts you behind the 8 ball. Thomas More almost did it in the opening moments of the contest, but fortunately for them, Lowe unable to convert the penalty kick. As Wormlinger has it now, near side. Good moves to get around Little. Tries to play one through, but once again, after Wormlinger able to get around another defender, Dean comes up and takes care of business. Now Lehan will play one forward. Into the air, Juniette knocks down Bear. Nothing called, and now there's going to be a foul on Phillips. As he went for the slide tackle and caught much too much of Austin Juniette.
Looks like we got some football scores here.
Let's take a look here. University of Chicago up early on Carnegie Mellon, 7-0. 7:19 to play in the first quarter there. Westminster up on Grove City, 7-0. W&J in that game we talked about, up 7-0 on Teal, as we'll pause. Lehan, the free kick, and that's going to be flicked by Nauer, and he had a shot at the right side of the net there, but he flicked it up over top of the net, and it'll be a goal kick here for Grove City. But taking a look at the last score on our card here, Thomas More 13, Case Western Reserve nothing. 5:47 left in the first quarter there.
It's a big opportunity there for Thomas More. A lot of guys packed in the box, could have really taken Blake out of position there, but a nice job, and kind of got some luck there by the ball, flying over the net.
Yeah, Nauer had an opportunity. It would have been a very impressive goal if he would have been able to turn himself around and head that in the direction he needed to, but almost made it happen.
As time keeps winding down here, we're going to see, not so much of a panic, but, a push towards getting a lot of guys in the box, moving the keeper out of position to try to knock one in here.
And here's Wormlinger working on 2 defenders. And Lehan able to come back and help and get that ball away from him. Now tries to find on this near side. He was looking for Runyon, but that one too far out in front. And Nauer talked about him on that last opportunity for Thomas More. He was the one, of course, who scored the game winner in double overtime over Geneva on Tuesday. And Coach Cummings said that set off a wild 25 seconds immediately following the goal, as plenty of supporters in attendance for that one. As here's Lehan with an opportunity, takes a long left-footed shot, 20, 25 yards from goal, and that's going to go off wide to the right. But I said, yeah, I could imagine that it'd be a little bit emotional when you score that late in the game, where you tie a team in the regular season, you're still tied with them in the semifinals. And he said it certainly was quite the moment. And I'm sure if and when we get a goal, whether it's now or an overtime or even penalty kicks, that'll set off a celebration as well.
Yeah, this game could play out pretty similar. Whoever gets a goal right away here, it's going to be quite the celebration, depending on when they're able to do it.
Yeah, that's right.
Get a goal now. Okay.
You still got some work to do.
Plenty of time, and that's what I think helped Grove City in that semifinal against Waynesburg. They held on defensively.
It's Thomas More on the attack again. Now it goes backwards. Little to Jacobson. Tries to make a move around. Opportunity here. Left-footed shot, and he scores! Pat Jacobson works his way around a number of defenders, and that left-footed shot bends right into the top left corner of the net, and boy, that celebration comes a little bit sooner than we may have expected. Yeah, Thomas More on top.
What a beautiful goal. He just swung that right in. Top shelf corner, Blake, the young guy, not a whole lot he can do. You know, he took that step over, extended his hand, but there's nothing he could do. It just wound right in there.
And wow, what an individual effort there. Fantastic shot
Thomas Moore
by
goal,
Jacobson, the senior
number 4
out of Washington Borough, New Jersey. And now he's going to get a well-deserved break.
So here we go. Moments ago, we're talking about who's going to score. You know, how do you celebrate? Thomas More can celebrate now, but hey, we got a lot of time to play in this game.
Yeah, plenty of work to do. Over a half hour left to play.
You can't sit back now and say, hey, we finally got a goal. We're in the league. You got to stay aggressive at this point. Try to bang in another one, you know.
And here's Wormlinger trying to make something happen.
Moments before that goal, I was going to say, you know, as much as we talked about Thomas More, you know, missing that guy, it looked like so far in the second half, they're much more on the attack. They're possessing the ball better. You know, they're kind of changed the game around. Grove City, to me at least, looked like they were taking care of the ball, possessing well in the first half, and trying to take advantage of that, you know, one less guy for Thomas More. The Saints coming out second half, much more aggressive.
Absolutely, and how much more impressive is it that, you know, you're down a man and still able to score a goal in the run of play like this? And what a great one! I mean, that's your outside right back making those moves on the right side and being able to place a shot like that from the top of the 18-yard box. Fantastic individual effort there by Jacobson.
And if you're a Thomas More fan or, you know, an underclassman on the bench, you're watching this team, and, you know, from the get-go, it's not too encouraging. You know, they were, you know, lose a guy. Seemed like the whistles were getting to them, but to bounce back in the second half, get a goal right out, take control of this game, that's huge.
There's no question. As sliding tackle there by Lehman.
Now at the same time, Grove City, hey, now there's time to step it up here and not, you know, think the game's over. Lots of time, like we said. Go back to that first half where they had possessed the ball. Just try to get the ball inside a little bit more, set up some other guys, and more importantly, I think, follow through with those first shots to get a second opportunity. Seems if Grove City, you know, keeps doing that, they might be able to punch one through.
Absolutely, got to keep pressing forward here. Trying to string something together as that long free kick dealt with by the Thomas More defense. Now Phillips tries to handle, I believe, a handball called on Justin Phillips.
So we're going to have a lot of time between this game and the women's game?
Well, it depends. If this score holds up, we should have a few more minutes than typically would.
I might get a saw and cut this wall. I am having trouble now in this corner. It's getting a little discouraging for me.
And if we get an equalizer at some point, it will be on that side, so you're right.
I won't let it take me out of the game.
Instead, we're on the other end right now, and that's Lehan trying to get a cross in, but it bounces up on top of the net.
Speaking of the second game, it looks like we have one of the teams. Is that Grove City?
I believe it is Grove City.
The women's team, they're on the top balcony there, taking in the men's game.
Yeah, both women's teams had the option of watching it from up above the building down to our left. 27-38 and counting left in this second half, left in regulation, I should say. Grove City now trails Thomas More 1-0. Pat Jacobson with the goal for Thomas More.
Got to think, too, getting that goal, Thomas More, they got to be playing a lot more confident right now, knowing that they have the advantage. You know, the same time, not wanting to give up an opportunity to Grove City to get that equalizer, but it definitely helped them being down the man and knowing that at least they're in the lead at this point.
Oh, no doubt about it. Anytime you can have that advantage, you will take it as the ball's played long. Looking for Wormlinger, and he's able to somehow keep it in bounds. Tries to play one across, but it's blocked there by either Dean or Best. Wormlinger still working on that side. Now ball played in, Betteridge.
What a great loft there. Moving right, towards the center of the net. Grove City just didn't have enough guys in place.
And you can hear their fans trying to get into this game, support their team. Far side, Shackleton. And he has it taken away. Thomas More clears it up and away. Throw in there for Botsenhart. And now Thomas More has that luxury. Anytime you're just the slightest bit nervous, not that you wouldn't do that earlier in the game, but you can just knock it long and hard down the field. Ball played in now. Betteridge in the area, up into the air. Keeper's out of the goal for a moment, but Keys is able to recover. Into the middle, opportunity here maybe for Grove City. Dean on the ground, player knocked down, play on, shot by Bear is blocked.
Yeah, Keys way out of position there. Got back. Luckily, his defender stepped it up for him. They got 4 guys in there, got the ball out of the way.
And so Grove City with what looked to be a pretty good opportunity in front of the net, and Thomas More able to do what they needed to do to keep an equalizer for coming here with 25 minutes to play. The Wolverines, though, on the attack again. Here's Bear. Finds Wormlinger. Trying to go at the defender and play one in with the left foot. And Best blocks that shot. Clears it away, and now Dean. D'Agostino does a good job dealing with that, switching the field. Team keeps possession, and we're going to have clock stopped here. And an injured Thomas More Saint will leave in the back. And getting up slowly for Thomas More is Colin Dean. Freshman on this Thomas More squad.
Give both these teams a break here right now. Get some water. As we got Thomas More players going to get stretched out here.
Have to apologize, didn't confirm this beforehand, but both deans from Highlands High School in Fort Thomas, Kentucky. So a good shot that we have brothers on the field, and I saw Alex lean down and say something to Colin there. So he tried to make his way off the field, but yeah, just not quite able to get all the way off. Now he is able to make his way off the field under his own power. So 24-38 is where the clock is stopped at. So that's what we have left in regulation here. Thomas More clinging to that 1-0 lead. Again, if you're joining us late, Pat Jacobson, the only goal, an unassisted tally in the second half, and right after that, he came off the field for a breather, and now he's back on after Dean left the field a bit shaken up. So back to action here. Clock is rolling again. Grove City trying to attack once again. And an infraction here, handball, it looks like on low. And it'll be a free kick for Thomas More.
Thomas More gets the advantage, got the goal. Grove City, they haven't let that hamper them at all. They've been on the attack here. Let's see if Thomas More is able to keep moving forward here and then not let up and just sit in the defense, the rest of the way.
Right, you still want to be able to try to take your chances when you have them.
Sorry, as I was talking, I was noticing there's a lot of jerseys being pulled. This game is very physical today from the get-go, and it's not letting up.
Yeah, that last foul was, I believe, Runyon, or maybe Lehan had the hold of the jersey of, I believe it was Lehman on this near side, as Jack Little comes out for a breather. RJ Best with a throw, and they're going to have him back it up.
So from Highmark Stadium here, we have the view of a train. We have a plane and automobiles all going past us all at once here. What a venue.
Of course, the skyline across the Monongahela here. Stadium built for soccer.
At the Fort Pitt Bridge, pretty busy here on a Saturday. Crossway, you can see the Clemente Bridge, I believe. No.
Fort Duquesne on the far side, potentially, I believe. Yeah.
Like, wait a second, where are we?
Grove City on the attack here. Etheridge looking for somewhere to go, working on Dean. Able to make a move around him. Keeps it in play and gets the cross in, but that's dealt with by the Thomas More defense. Lehman handling it, but nice job by Junia to come back and make a play on it.
Yeah, both teams realizing time's winding down. Got to make a push.
And we're going to have a foul called here. They get Jonah Ritter, a senior midfielder out of Dayton, Ohio. And now they're going to say just a throw-in for the Wolverines. Some more scores coming in here. 17-0 Chicago over CMU. This is football action now. Westminster still up 7-0 over Grove City. That now into the second quarter. Same with W&J and Teal. That one's at 14-6. Ball played into the box, and Keys handles that easily. So Teal hanging tough to this point at least. 14-6 with the Presidents. 14:31 left in the second quarter. Thomas More 19, Case Western Reserve 7. A couple football scores there.
Like we noted at halftime, busy day in the President's Athletic Conference. You got wrestling, swimming and diving, soccer championships, football,
volleyball championship as well. So,
yeah.
And we'll crown 3 PAC champions here today. And as we talked about, got some winter sports getting going as well. Wrestling, swimming, and diving all in action today as we have a collision there. Foul called on Lehman, and may have a caution here on Nick Lehman, the sophomore from Lancaster County. And he does pick up the yellow card. So free kick for Thomas More. And Lehan is going to go down on this near side. And a bit of a delayed injury there, it seemed like, from Lehan, but able to get a break.
Yeah, Thomas More made a substitution there. 33, Matthew Spanier, the sophomore midfielder, is coming into the game.
Best, the free kick into the box. Headed there by Spanier, but it's going to be headed off to the right side of the net and out of bounds for the goal kick. Malcolm Blake will set it up. Clicking down close to 20 minutes to play here. So we're more than halfway gone. Dale Reese checking back into the game for Grove City. Jack Little back in for Thomas More. Blake Bear comes off for the Wolverines, and Austin Juniette checks out for Thomas More. Couple nice flicks there from Grove City. Maybe an opportunity here. Peter Tobias into the game for the Wolverines. He tried to head one forward, get into the action. The freshman from North Allegheny, but Thomas More able to make the play there, and it'll be a goal kick.
An aggressive play by Tobias with the header, kind of like passed to himself there, set himself up.
Yeah, that was a picture. That's what you want to do on a goal kick. You get one flick with the foot, one flick with the head, and then a touch forward by Tobias to create an opportunity. Didn't quite materialize into a goal. As we are inside 20 minutes to play. Second half here from Highmark Stadium. 2014 PAC Men's Soccer Championship. Thomas More with a 1-0 advantage on the strength of a Pat Jacobson goal here in the second half. RJ Best controlling for Thomas More. Looking for somewhere to go, takes a shot with that left foot. But it grazed the shin of Justin Phillips before it made its way to Malcolm Blake and goal, and he started it the other way. And you know, Thomas More is going to keep plenty of players behind the ball, so if you're Grove City, you just have to find some combination that's going to get it done in the final third here if you want to be able to try to tie this game. Runyon plays it to Best. Left corner working on Lehman. And that ball is going to be deflected out for a corner kick, so Thomas More with another opportunity here. Substitutes again. Seth Lowe checks back into the game for Grove City. And for Thomas More, it's Eli Nienaber.
When we talked about Coach Cummings earlier and what he may have said to his team at the half, it definitely is paying off. They either listen to him or realize that they had to change things up in the second half. It seems like a much different team. And again, they're playing minus one guy.
It's certainly been impressive what they've been able to do so far. Again, red card in the opening 5 minutes of the game for Jake Plummer. Thomas More hasn't let that be too much of a hindrance. Played fairly evenly. Grove City maybe with a bit of the better play in the first half. And in this second half, of course, the Saints able to sneak one by with Pat Jacobson. Closing in on 17 minutes to go in the half in regulation. Substitutes again here. Wormlinger back into the game for Grove City. And Tobias, after his first action of the afternoon, checks out. Phillips looking for somewhere to go for Grove City. That one ricochets off Best. And then eventually out of bounds for the throw-in here for the Wolverines. Rothkep tries to play one in. Diving header there by Dale Reese, and it's going to be deflected off one of the Thomas More defenders, and a corner kick coming here for the Wolverines. And you can hear and maybe see as well this Grove City fan section on their feet. Some noise here. Corner kick from Rothkep. And that's going to be low. Dealt with by Dean. Good job by DiAgostino to get to it. Back to Jonathan Rothkep. Now DiAgostino on the end line at the feet of Jacobson, and back out to Rothkep. Plays one in. Right at Keys, though, and he's able to make the save.
Got to give a lot of credit to Keys. He faced that one shot. He never even flinched. Immediately started pointing to his teammates, setting up where to get prepared for that corner kick, and made a nice stop there again. He's been a big part of this team, obviously getting here, but of keeping them in this game.
No doubt, and a booming punt there from Keys as well. As he sent that one, it didn't bounce until it hit the top of the 18-yard box. And we're going to have a caution here on Alex Dean. Yellow card given. I'm not exactly sure what the reason was for that card, but Dean has his arm around the referee, and they seem to be chatting maybe at least somewhat kindly to one another.
As I say, I think Coach Cummings would also like to know what it was for, as he's screaming over to the ref. The ref didn't even turn his head.
So corner kick here for the Saints into the middle, and Little went up for that one. It's going to be deflected and out of bounds, and George DiAgostino gets up slowly. He seems to be okay. And another corner coming for the Saints. It's Lehan in this near corner down to our left to take it. Low on the ground, finds Best. Now he'll play one in toward the penalty spot on the ground, and DiAgostino able to clear it away. Jacobson gets ahead on it. And now counterattack here maybe for the Wolverines. Wormlinger plays it ahead to Rothke, but a good job by Pinero to come back and handle that. And we'll see on the deflection whose ball that is, and it's the Wolverines. Rothke into Reese, and now into the back. They swing it around, far side to Huber.
Thomas More defensive set. They have not let anything up this game, and they have really done a fantastic job keeping Grove City, off the scoreboard.
Middle of the field, Justin Phillips. And there's going to be a foul called here. The referee played advantage for a moment and then brought it back to the spot of the original infraction. And so it's going to be a free kick just a few yards in front of the center circle. Spanier not happy about it, but he's not going to change the outcome of that call. Huber to take the kick. Lofts one in toward that penalty spot. Deflected there. Keys able to keep it.
It's a great play. He had half of his body out of bounds all the way out. It's still a corner kick.
Yeah, they are going to say that he didn't quite get there. Still a great effort by Keys. So corner kick coming here from Dale Reese. Plays it in with that left foot, and it's headed away by Alex Dean. 13-17 and counting in regulation. Wolverines trail by a goal.
Again, when you watch Keys, his veteran leadership, just pointing out to his teammates where to go.
And that corner kick's deflected out over top of the net. And a goal kick here for Keys. As Shackleton checks back into the game. Betteridge checks out. And for Thomas More, it's Dexter Morgan. As Jacobson, the goal scorer, takes a seat for the moment. Goal kick there by Keys.
It's another booming kick.
Yeah, he's done a nice job in that aspect of the game here, especially in this second half. Bonsenhart was looking for somewhere to go there. Then it was Huber trying to find his way around Spanier, but instead Thomas More keeps possession. Down toward the end line, and a goal kick coming here. Good job by Huber to shield off the attacking player from Thomas More. Now ticking inside, 12 minutes to play. As Jack Little just booms one back into the Grove City end. Malcolm Blake thought about a quick restart. Instead, he'll try that drop kick, and it bounces across midfield. Thomas More again in search of their 6th straight PAC crown and 6th straight trip to the NCAA tournament. Ritter takes it to the corner. Trying to take some time off the clock. Ball is knocked out of bounds off of Ritter, and a throw in here for Grove City.
And when you think about the bus trip that Thomas More has to take back, there's no better way to go back than with that championship trophy, probably sitting up front next to Coach Cummings.
I'm sure he'd like to take 2 back with him.
Absolutely.
As, of course, the head coach of the women's team as well, which we'll get that one kicked off at about 3 o'clock, but still got some action here in this one. Far side, Wormlinger tries to just tip it up around Pinero. Can't do it, though, and Thomas More clears.
Grove City, they got a short an hour plus drive ahead of them. They've been fighting 6 years now to get to this point. They're not going to, go down without a fight, I'm sure, as we still got a little over 10 minutes left in this match.
Yeah, inside 10:30 to play. Lehman Lofts one toward Lowe. And Thomas More able to clear it away, but not out of their end. Huber keeps it in, tries to find the feet of Lowe, doesn't quite get there. And now Phillips. Nothing doing in the middle of the field. And stolen there. Rothgeb for Grove City. Plays one into the middle. Headed away from Thomas More. Huber tries to get there. Ritter gets there at the same time, though. And he's able to get it up the field further. But, again, Grove City controls. That's where you start to almost get into that desperation where you're going to throw everything you can forward in these last 10 minutes.
At the same time, you got to play smart. You can't take yourself out of position or, you know, get a teammate out of position. You got to still remember, you know, where you're at and where the ball is, where your teammates are. You know, keep that game plan you came in with.
9:09 to play now. Huber, a long one into the box. Almost a bicycle attempt there by Dean to try to get it out of danger. And he comes up a bit hobbled. The Grove City fans don't like it, as it seemed a bit delayed there, but referee has stopped the clock. And now they'll play on. Rothgeb for Grove City. And Dean able to make the play. Other way. Lehan. Top of the 18-yard box. Opportunity here for the Saints, and it's off the crossbar. Oh my, they almost had an insurance tally there. Lehan again, the shot. Oh, what a save by Blake.
Spectacular save on that one. That first shot by Thomas More, it missed by about 6 inches, hitting the crossbar. And they stayed on top of it with that second opportunity. Great save by the young goalkeeper.
I think it was Nienaber on the first opportunity. It was him who hit the crossbar. And those are those counterattacks that, you know, if you're the couple defenders who are still back and the goalkeeper, you just have to deal with in a situation like this, where you're trying to get a few numbers forward and create some opportunities to try to tie this game. And here's one right here, a corner kick for the Wolverines.
Thomas More defenders, they set that opportunity up. They got the ball, you know, back out of the zone, moved it forward. The attackers moved quickly, which we haven't seen too often today, but they had a great opportunity there. See what Grove City is able to do with this one.
It looks like the Wolverines just went to 3 in the back, so it's time to start turning things up. Corner kick here, and it's going to be knocked away and a foul called here. Fans don't like it, of course, but I think that was Phillips coming through that knocked down one of the Thomas More defenders. But again, they took out Botzenhart, and they brought in a more attacking-minded player and went to 3 in the back. It's now Huber and Lehman on the outsides, and the lone center back is DiAugustino for Grove City. So as they try to throw more numbers forward here inside 7 minutes to play. Lowe tries to get across in another corner. So Grove City's going to have a few opportunities here. Can they find a way to put one home and past goalkeeper Matt Keys? Corner kick coming from the left boot of Dale Reese. Directing traffic. And here comes the ball. Play it in. It's a good one. It's going to be deflected off the head of Matt Spanier of Thomas More, and out we'll have a corner from the other side of the field. This time, it's Wormlinger.
Thomas Moore's defensive group, they're looking to pick up the man here.
All played in. Great job by Little getting up and making the play on that. Reese is taken down just inside the 18-yard box. Thomas More able to clear. And now the ball up into the air, being knocked around. Lehman off his head. And unable to keep that one in was Carmichael, but it will be Grove City ball. Throw in for the Wolverines. Lowe flicks it in toward the top of the box. Good job by Nauer to get it away. And look out here, counterattack opportunity again for Thomas More, and an offsides call. The flag is up from the far side. Referee Corey Yaris. And Grove City quickly restarts play as we tick down close to 5 minutes to play in regulation. Wolverines trying to get the equalizer here. Referee plays advantage. Carmichael tries to play it in, and that one's gonna go up over top of the net. And we're gonna get a booking here on Thomas More. Austin Juniat gonna pick that one up, as of course no foul called because of the advantage. But once there's a whistle, he remembers that and comes and issues the yellow card, so another caution there on Thomas More.
And this is the point where the clock's ticking. Grove City realizes that, and they're trying to create more and more opportunities at this point.
And again, can hear the Grove City fans here trying to inject a little more life into their team, trying to come back down a goal here late in the championship game. Thomas More on the offensive end now. And Grove City has to clear it away and out over the far touchline. RJ Best to check back in. Spanier will come out. Clock continues, clock is stopped at 4:22. Throw in here, Lehan in the corner. Gonna try to waste as much time as he can down there. And a foul called here on Grove City. Huber picks it up. Free kick coming here for Thomas More. Inside 4 to play. And look out here. Lehan walks one in, tries to play it across. Can't quite do it. Grove City handles it for the moment. Now they have possession. Reese plays a long diagonal ball, but it's inside the 18-yard box. And Keys is able to pick it up. .333 left.
What began as a nice, beautiful, sunny day, a little gloomy now, a little chilly still, but Grove City looking to try to make something happen here in these closing minutes.
The Thomas More Saints, just over 3 minutes from their 6th straight PAC championship. Grove City trying to stop that from happening. They've got 3 minutes to come up with a goal to tie this one. Thomas More, though, has had the possession here for the last few moments. Lehan, and he is taken down by Lehman. Foul called. Thomas More, another free kick opportunity in the Grove City end, and as long as the clock is moving and the ball is not a good sign for the Wolverines. RJ Best to take it. And the referee is going to stop the clock here. I think he feels the Saints taking a bit too much time off the clock. Some gamesmanship there from Thomas More.
Yeah, you can't blame him. Every second that goes by is a second closer to holding that trophy.
And Lehan's just going to try to take this to the corner, waste as much time as he can, but he lost control of the ball on a throw in here for Grove City. 2 minutes to go. But Thomas More has been able to keep it the Wolverine side of the field. Grove City is the push forward here. Here's Huber. Time to get everyone in the attack here. If you're Grove City, ball played in, they were looking for Reese. And it was headed away by the Thomas More defense. Lehman, he'll try to play one in. What a job tracking back there by Juniat. And now he's got the ball and can take it toward the corner.
Thomas More has been in possession of the ball pretty much the last 10 minutes solid. They have done a fantastic job controlling the ball, taking over this game. Again, -1 player. You got to give them credit for that. You kind of want to remind everybody that they haven't been at full strength since the early moments of this game, and have done a great job bouncing back in the second half.
And now we're close to a minute to play here. Grove City on the attack, trying to find something that'll tie this game up. Wormlinger
1 minute
loses it.
in regulation.
You hear the public address announcer in the background. A minute to play. Ball played in toward Keys, and he's able to snag that one out of the air. 45 seconds to play.
What a day for Keys. When you think they're down by a guy, it kind of puts a little extra pressure on the keeper. He's done a great job, as a senior, as a leader today, moving and pointing, positioning his defenders in the right spots this afternoon.
Inside 30 seconds to play now. Grove City maybe one last opportunity if they can get it down to the Thomas More end. They are able to keep it in play, but it's going to bounce all the way down over the end line for a goal kick inside 15 minutes to play. Thomas More, maybe one more kick here from goalkeeper Keys.
6, 5,
and that
4,
is going to do
3,
it. The final
2,
seconds
1,
tick off the
0.
clock, and it is 6 straight for the Thomas More Saints. They take home the PAC title again, and they'll make their 6th straight trip to the NCAA tournament. What a performance from the Saints. Less than 5 minutes in, you go down to 10 men, and somehow able to find a goal in the run of play and take home another PAC crown.
Yeah, what a great game for both teams. Very physical from the beginning to the very end. Thomas More, what can you say? Great second half. Came up big, got that goal when they needed it, and hung on strong.
Fantastic performance there by the Thomas More Saints, and they're headed back to the NCAA tournament. So we'll take a quick timeout here, and when we come back, we'll be naming our player of the game and take a look back at how this one happened. Final score again, 1-0. Thomas More takes the PAC crown in 2014. Back in a moment on the PAC Sports Network.
When you're seriously in debt, you know that feeling. It returns every time the phone rings. Things are out of control. A job you were counting on didn't come through, or you got sick. No matter how it got to this point, your creditors don't care or understand, but I do. It's not too late. I can help. If you're embarrassed, overwhelmed, or frustrated, don't be. I'm not here to judge. I'm here to help, and you do need help. Please call me. There is a way out, and I'll get you there.
Disability affects the lives of over 29,000 people in Fayette, Washington, and Greene counties. Tri-County Patriots for Independent Living are people with and without disabilities working to meet those needs in the community. The success of Triple comes from the commitment of a dedicated board of directors, its members, and volunteers. To continue to improve services, Triple is renovating the historical YWCA building located at 42 West Maiden Street in Washington. This will allow for an assistive internet cafe, increased veteran services, and transportation and wellness to provide skills to help with independent living. Your help and feedback are appreciated, and if you seek assistance, we're here to help.
We're here at Sport Clips, the new just for guys haircutting place, to see what the buzz is about. How was it?
Nice cut, nice price, professional stylist. Doesn't get any better than this.
There's sports on TV at every chair.
I got an awesome haircut, steam towel treatment, neck and shoulder massage. I went all the way!
What are you waiting for? Sport Clips is now in your neighborhood. At Sport Clips, guys win.
With 2 locations in Washington County, at the McMurray Shops in Peters Township and at Trinity Point in Washington.
When you are in need of fast, affordable, and professional voiceovers, contact TimeAd Productions. TimeAd Productions offers voice services for business presentations, documentary narrations, radio, television, imaging, and commercials, movie trailers, corporate phone systems, websites, audiobooks, and more. Visit or contact us online at www.timadproductions.com.
Faith and freedom are far-reaching matters for us. The freedom to pursue a calling in life and the faith that it will make a big difference. The freedom to use the value of an education to pay it forward and a Christian faith to make it count. At Grove City College, faith and freedom create opportunities. And that's why faith and freedom matter.
My name is Joe Qualls, and I work at Cincinnati Children's Hospital. Graduated with a degree in biology. The main question that these students need to ask themselves, why do they want to go to college? If the answer is to get an amazing education, a well-rounded education, and to have all of the college experience, you're going to find that here at Thomas More. It just had this sense of family, this very intimate, loving environment that allowed us to grow. Well, Thomas More College is a part of my life. Without that part, I wouldn't be whole.
Which begins next week.
Back here at Highmark Stadium, you can see the Thomas More Saints just been awarded the PAC Championship Trophy. They've got the banner out and taking photos here. They have won their 6th straight PAC crown. What a job from them. Just taking a quick look back at kind of how this whole game transpired. And of course, we've mentioned it a number of times that you go back to the first 5 minutes, a corner kick for Grove City. The ball bounces around a little bit, and then you have a header by the Wolverines, and it's stopped by a hand of the Grove City Wolverines, of course on purpose as well. It was Jake Plummer keeping the ball out of the net, but at the same time picking up a red card. And Thomas More goes down to 10 men, but Grove City unable to convert the penalty kick. Thomas More, dodges that bullet, and then going into the second half, they really pick things up. And even with just those 10 guys, what a performance and what an individual effort on the goal in the second half by Pat Jacobson. 59th minute of play, he's able to put one home for the Thomas More Saints. And we mentioned it already, but what a performance from them, being able to do it the way they did. Yeah, the entire game being down a man, and when you go back to that first 5 minutes, what a gamble Plummer made on that. He stood there. Well, do I let the ball go over my goal or over my shoulder and put us down by 1, or do I, make a crazy play here? He went for the gutsy call, made the crazy play. They're down a man the entire game, but other than a handful of minutes, Thomas More was in control of this game, especially in the second half. Great goal there, top shelf corner. Gave them that needed goal, and they held on to it. Got to give them credit. Easy bus ride back now for the men's team. Absolutely, no doubt about it. And, of course, we've got the women's championship coming up here on the clock. There's about 52 minutes on there, so make sure you tune back in here. We'll have the call of that one as well. Kickoff set for 3 p.m. But we talked about Thomas More being able to weather the storm and eventually find a goal in the second half of play in the 59th minute. And that brings us to our Foster Law Office's player of the game in tonight's contest, and that's going to be the goal scorer in this one, Pat Jacobson, a senior defender in his last PAC game here. Jacobson able to make a couple moves around a couple of Grove City defenders on the far side of the field, the top right corner of the 18-yard box. He's able to unleash a shot with that left foot into the top left corner of the net. It was a beauty, and boy, for a senior and for a defender at that, for that type of goal, very worthy of our Foster Law Office's player of the game. Absolutely. Coming into this game, it seemed like there was a lot of underclassmen, some young guys on both teams, and for a senior to step up and get a goal the most needed time and in the most needed game, great for the team, spectacular for his career here at Thomas More to get that game winner. No doubt about it. So that's gonna just about do it for us here in the men's game, our first game of a doubleheader here. Again, stay tuned, 3 o'clock, the kickoff of the women's championship game. Same teams, top seeded Thomas More Saints, number 2 seed Grove City Wolverines. Will have all that action for you as well. But for now, for John DeBruzzo, and our cameraman Dave Keeling, and our producer Randy Gore, we say so long. Again, final score, Thomas More 1, Grove City 0. The Saints are 6-time defending PAC championships. We'll see you in about an hour for the women's game. It's the PAC Sports Network.